So, I told y'all, sorry, it's hot. I live in an area where it's really hot in the summer, so you're going to get to hear the air conditioning. And I'm just driving to pick up breakfast right now. But I told you guys that he wasn't going to be found guilty on Rico. I told y'all. And if he was, and if he would have been found guilty on Rico, I would have been disappointed. Okay. And before any of you biased ass people, right, call me a Diddy supporter or whatever, hear me out. The reason why it's good that Diddy got off and only was found guilty of prostitution, or like transporting a prostitute or whatever, which I think should be legal. If you ask me, I think two consenting adults, it's two consenting parties. I should be able to, like, if Sarah is charging $100 for an hour, and an hour of her time to go to bed and do what we do as adults, and we're two consenting adults, I think prostitution should be legal. It should be taxed just like marijuana. It should be a business. You know what I mean? It should. You know what I mean? And I think that's really how you end sex trafficking, is by legalizing prostitution. Getting some sort of, like, how in trucking there's the DOT. In sex work there should be like a, I don't know. I don't know, like their own police force or whatever, like how trucking, we have our own police force pretty much, and like they're feds, right? Then then you would really be able to do something about sex trafficking by making it a business. I don't think people should be going to jail for two consenting adults doing what they do. I think it's bullshit. You know what I mean? I told you he was going to walk, but here's the reason why it's a good thing that he walked. Because there could be a time in your life where you get brought up on a bogus, exaggerated case against you. And then you're the one who's fighting for your life. Get out of the street, dude. You're almost in the lane. What the fuck? Um, you see what I mean? You see why it's a good thing that he got off, and these so called victims, which they weren't victims. 50 Cent's baby mom was not a victim. Cassie was not a victim. Um, that chick that made up this story about him dangling her off of the balcony, that was a made up story. The way that she described it, and if you know, want to hear what she said, go back in the case and listen. She said that Diddy held her up like Lion King, like Simba on Lion King or whatever. Like, remember when he was holding up the cub on the top of the cliff, like up in the sky? That, that's what she said that he did. It's like, how can a grown adult hold another grown adult up in the sky like Lion King? Like, come on, man. It's just so fucking dumb. It's bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit, really. Now this brings back to the attention of, did he piss off the people at Ciroc, like these corporate executives who knew about all this fucked up behavior? Because I'm not saying that he's a good dude and he's not a piece of shit. Honestly, I think they brought him in for two reasons. He got into it with these executives, or number two, and these executives had all this dirt on him, and they're connected people who are connected to people like the Comey family, like James Comey and his daughter. His daughter's working in, I guess, DOJ at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and built this case against him with the feds or whatever. And number two, I think it's because he does have something to do with the murder of Big and Pac, with Biggie and Tupac. But there's no way, there's not enough evidence to get him for like murder for hire. So this was their way of trying to put him away. Because if he is dangerous, he's a dangerous person. If he's guilty, I mean, if he really did murder for hire Tupac and Biggie, then this guy is fucking dangerous. He shouldn't be out on the street. But this, Come on, man. You got to do better than this. And this is the feds. This is the feds, dude. They have a 90 something percent dunk. You know what I mean? They got a 90% something conviction rate. And they bring a weak ass case like this, spending our tax dollars on something weak like this. I mean, this is the money that comes out of your check, dude. This is the government here. And this is the case they bring? Like, come on, man. That, and we got people flying airplanes. And I don't know if you guys noticed, a lot of airplanes have been going down lately. Like, is society just starting to unravel and get really dumb? Because there could be a point in your life where you get brought up pretty much on bogus charges, bogus, exaggerated charges by people that are, crying victim when they're not a victim. You're not a victim if you stood for 10 years and, he's not holding a gun to your head and you could walk, you could leave at any time. No, because here's the thing. This is why they were willing participants, okay? I said this from the beginning. If you've been following me on Instagram, I've been talking about this case. A lot of people have been asking where I've been, how come I haven't been uploading on YouTube. I've been taking a break from YouTube. I've just been chilling, living life, doing other shit. You know what I mean? Working my butt off still. I got into Sons of Anarchy and I got into this case, and I've been talking about this case a lot on Instagram, right? But here's the thing. This is why Jane Doe and Cassie Ventura were willing participants and why they were not victims. They were not victims, and it's a slap in the face to actual real victims of sex trafficking. Like, real victims of sex trafficking. Like, if I was a real ass victim of sex trafficking, I'd be looking at these two broads like, you motherfucker. Like, you haven't been through what I've been through. How dare you call yourself a victim? You're not a victim, right? This is why they're not victims. This is why they're willing participants, okay? Cassie wanted, okay? Wanted. That's the key word. Wanted to become like a famous R&B singer. Wanted this record deal. Wanted to be rich and famous. Wanted. She wanted that, okay? A want is different from a need. I need to eat, sleep, shit, and have a roof over my head. I want to, like, those are things that I need. I want to drive a Ferrari. I want to date Angelina Jolie from Tomb Raider. That's what I want to do. But it's not what I need to do. I want to be rich and famous. Those are things that I want. But I don't need to do those things. It's not a need. It's not a necessity. I don't need it. She stood with this dude for 10 fucking years, and it came out that she was actually on salary for those whole 10 years that she was with this dude, right? Come on, man. Don't tell me my phone's going to overheat, dude. I don't got nowhere else to put it. So if it overheats, it overheats. Yeah, phone's overheating. So that's the thing right there. Like, she wanted to be with this dude. She wanted to be there. So the difference between that and a real victim of sex trafficking is this. A real victim of sex trafficking are these prostitutes that you guys see on Figueroa Street in LA and on East 14th and East Oakland and any other like hoe stroll throughout the country. These streets where you walk down and it's like in some slum and some hood and there's like prostitutes everywhere. Now, some of those girls are out there willingly on their own, but a lot of them, I'm willing to bet most of them are out there under threat of their life. You know what I mean? Most of them are out there because there's some gang or some individual literally holding a gun to their head, threatening to kill them and their family if they don't get out there and peddle their ass on the street and bring back a quota. And if you don't bring back this fixed amount of money, then I'm going to kill you, your family, your kid, or do something real bad to you. That's sex trafficking right there. That's being held against your will. All this force, fraud, and coercion, that's what that is. That's very different than wanting to be with Diddy because you want this bad boy contract, because you want to be the next J Lo or Christina Aguilera or whatever. And Diddy, you know what I mean? He's, oh, what they say? He was holding my career over my head. You don't need that. You don't even need a career. That's not something that you need. That's something that you want. Okay. Now, if this was a case of an Amazon worker at an Amazon warehouse being told that they need to have sex for a raise, now, even to a jury, that's a lot more believable and people would be a lot more sympathetic. Hold on. All right, we're back. I'm right here at Starbucks. So I had to disconnect from Wi-Fi because it attaches itself to the Starbucks Wi-Fi, which pretty much shuts off your internet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, of course, a jury was not like real impartial juries and not bias ass juries. Like a lot of people that have been reporting on this case, you know, would obviously come up with a not guilty verdict on the Rico and the sex trafficking, right? And yeah, you know, the prostitution stuff, obviously he did that. Whether you like it or not, he did that. I hope he doesn't go to jail because I don't think that shit should be illegal. I think that's a stupid ass thing to be illegal, just like weed. Like, dude, at this point, he might as well have been caught with like an ounce of weed in his car in California at this point. And so, yeah, I got to say that this gives me a little bit more faith in our system, a little bit, because here's the thing. If he was going to be found guilty on Rico, then where does it stop? Going after him, even like the U.S. Attorney's Office going after him, where does it stop? Because if they could bring him up on charges like this, best believe they could bring Trump up on some Rico charges, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, half of Hollywood, more than half of Hollywood, because this is how the rich people party and play. It's not just Diddy. Best believe fucking like even like Mark Wahlberg, J Lo, Will Smith, who else? Probably fucking Denzel Washington, Quentin Tarantino, Samuel Jackson, all of your favorites, all of your favorite celebrities. Name them, Ashton Kutcher, right? All of your favorite celebrities. Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of your favorite celebrities, right? Best believe they've been in New York and they've flown in a sex worker from LA. Best believe. Oh, shit.
I'll be right with you.
All right. So if they're going to take Diddy down, it's like, where does it stop? Right? Because if we're going to go down this rabbit hole, then let's really go down this rabbit hole. Let's really find out why, you know, the Epstein files haven't been released. It's probably because Trump is all over him. Probably. Right? Hold on, I'm like live streaming and fucking Starbucks is right here. So what do you guys think? You guys don't give a fuck about this case? I put a mobile order in for Augustine.
Augustine?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you.
Thanks, boss. Let me read some of these comments. All the feminists are pissed off right now. Sounds familiar. Diddy's going to end up unalived in a Brooklyn jail cell. Yeah, that could happen. Diddy had dirt on people. It was a weak case. Yeah, I'm still at the same company. I just been chilling, dude. I just haven't been doing YouTube. I got a vlog that I've been sitting on that I got to finish editing, and I just haven't been doing it. I've been doing other shit. I've just been living. I've just been doing other shit other than YouTube. I don't know. I guess you could say I got burnt out of the editing. It's the editing. It's sitting there and fucking with the phone and editing, and it takes a long time. I started a new YouTube channel. I'm going to drop it today, right? I'm just picking up breakfast. I got to go home, swap laundry, put it in the dryer, hang up the rest of the shit, and yeah, I made another YouTube channel where it's literally just me driving around ranting in my car, just car rants. I got one video up there, but I haven't uploaded it yet. I haven't really dropped the channel. I mean, the banner is up and everything, but yeah, I mean, I guess I could probably be more consistent on that because just driving around and talking about topics in your car is a lot easier. I won't have to edit that shit, you know, so I could constantly upload. Vlogging, it's hard, dude. It's hard. It's because like you're shooting and you're using different cameras. It's like you're literally making a movie. It's hard to stay consistent with that shit, especially when you don't have an editor. And I don't even think I would want an editor because I don't think I would like the way that other people work on my work. Because even then it would still be work because I'd have to go back and nitpick and say I like this, I don't like that, and then it would be the same result. Nothing would get uploaded to the channel, right? But yeah, dude, it's a good day. I think it's a good day. I didn't want to see him go down for Rico. I mean, I don't wish prison on anyone unless if it's really obvious that a motherfucker did something. Like if Diddy walked up to somebody, shot him in the dome, and it was on camera, then okay, let's put him away. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened, right? If he goes back to LA and he gets brought up on domestic violence charges, then he's obviously clear as day guilty, right? But another thing I want to talk about is I'm still looking for another job, yeah. Um, just hasn't been popping, right? Another thing is that I want to talk about is this. Now, y'all got to be careful with who it is you guys get your information from here on YouTube. There's a lot of people out here on YouTube that are just way too biased, that are just clowns, dude. Like one channel I was following, because I was following this Diddy case hard. I was following it pretty. I was watching a lot of Law and Crime, um, the Gene Deal interviews, and Gene Deal, he's too biased too. He's entertaining. He does good content. He's a good person to interview. He's a good interviewee, you know, but he's way too emotional. He's way too emotional. He's way too biased. I mean, he hates Diddy because Diddy had Biggie killed, right? And that was on Gene's watch because he was a security guard for Big at the time. So I get it, but then again, it's like, dude, I was watching another YouTube channel called Tisa Tells, and they would bring this girl on like MSNBC, like on the news, just off of her YouTube channel. I think this girl is an attorney, and she was following this case. She was at court every day. Way too biased. Way too biased. Even CLR, Bruce Rivers, criminal lawyer reacts. Way too biased, right? I mean, these are people that are obviously liberal. You could even say that they're far left, which means they're going to side with whatever a feminist would side with on a case. These people that are like, you know, it it would be the same thing to where if Trump was on trial, all the Trump supporters wouldn't be able to be biased because it's their daddy Trump. You know what I'm saying? It would be the same thing, right? You got to take advice from people that are non-biased, that don't really give a fuck one way or another, but they're able to look at something and be like, you know what? This is a clear cut case of bullshit. And over here, now you got something. Like I said, if Diddy was standing in front of Fifth Ave. Picking up for Augustine, right? Yeah. Do you want some napkins? Sure. Can I get, do you have sriracha sauce? Sure. How many do you think? Just two. Okay. Napkins. All right. There you go. Thank you. Have a good day. You have a good day. I like your hair. All right. Cool. Let me pull up right here. All right. Cool. So this girl Tisa tells on YouTube the whole fucking time throughout the trial. Diddy's gonna be found of Rico. He's gonna go to prison for life, right? It was all that. It was all that, and a bag of chips to go, right? It was all that. It was every day. Oh, this is a major loss for Diddy. Oh my God, this happened in the courtroom. Oh my God, Diddy looks so stressed out. Oh my God, right? It was, oh my God. Like Mr. Beast with the stupid ass fucking thumbnails up, right? Those stupid ass Mr. Beast thumbnails, right? It was that shit. Animated. Diddy's going down. There was even, dude, this chick even broke down fucking crying on one of her videos, dude, Tisa tells. I mean, she didn't have her face on camera. It was just, clips of Diddy and shit and talking about the case. And this girl literally breaks down fucking crying when the prosecution dropped some charges. Right then and there, dude, when the prosecution dropped charges, that's when I knew he's gonna walk. He's not gonna be found guilty of Rico, because if they were really, really confident in their case, then why would you drop charges? You know? And the day that happened, this chick Tisa tells, right? The attorney chick or whatever, or reporter or whatever, right? She makes the reaction video the day that they dropped these charges. And you could listen to her and she's like breaking down crying, talking about this is a bad day for victims. This is why victims stay silent. The spiel, right? And look, I'm all for supporting victims of sexual assault, sex trafficking. I'm all for that, but we need real victims. We need real victims, okay? We need real victims, not fake victims. Not everyone gets to say that they're a victim. That's bullshit. Because then you're spitting in the face of real. I gotta go the other way. I can't even go this way. It's too busy. Because then you're spitting in the face of real victims. And as a woman, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? Just because what? You don't like Diddy? Right? For one reason or another, it doesn't really matter what the reason is. But in my opinion, that's like, how dare you? What the fuck? Like, how dare you really get out here and spit in the face of real victims by calling non-victims victims for your little YouTube channel or for whatever your bias is or whatever, just to be found not guilty, right? And then it's the whole feminist cry. This is why victims stay silent and all that. No, it's bullshit. That whole spill is bullshit, because these weren't even real victims in the first place, right? Cassie Ventura could have walked. She could have left Diddy at any moment. She stood there because, like I said, she wanted to be an R&B singer. She wanted to be rich and famous. So she wanted to be there. That's a want. She wanted to be there. Willing participant. And in the text messages, there was just overwhelming proof that, again, she wanted to be there. And she was a willing participant. Like I said, a real victim of sex trafficking is someone who's really in fear of their life. And they feel like they really need to do something because they think that if they don't do this, that they're going to get hurt, killed, or their loved ones are going to be in danger. Like, they're in danger. Yeah, this chick was obviously getting her ass whooped by Diddy. And we see, not just the video, but photos of her bruises from other occasions, other beatings. And that's fucked up, and you should never put your hands on a woman, but those beatings obviously weren't that bad enough for you to fucking leave. You still wanted to be there, which makes, in my opinion, you look like a dumb, a dumb, which I can't say it on YouTube. The word that I want to say starts with a B. If I was on Instagram, I'd be able to say it, but I can't say it on YouTube, right? At that point, like if I had a sister, a cousin, a whatever, right? And she's with a so-called abuser, but she doesn't leave, then I'm like, okay, You're just some dumb fucking, you know what? A dumb B, right? You are. Even if it was my sister, cousin, mom, whatever. If they're complaining about some dude that's abusing them, but they don't leave, you're a dumb. You know what? At that point, you got to take some accountability, right? It's like, how many times are you gonna, walk into the wall until you say, you know what, this hurts. Let me stop walking into the wall. At that point, you're hitting yourself because you're with some dude who's beating you up and you're not leaving. Stop hitting yourself, right? Stop hitting yourself. Why are you hitting yourself for? What are you, dumb? You probably are dumb. You probably are. And I say the same thing to a sister, a mom, auntie, cousin, homegirl, whatever. I'd be looking at her and I'd be like, you know what? You're a fucking idiot. You're not a victim. You're just a fucking. Did someone drop you on your head or something? Or no, you signed a 10-year deal to be rich and famous. Get the fuck out of here. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. Mm-mm. You know, one thing you guys need to know. What a fucking loser, dude. You can't even just wait for 1 second. God, I can't stand people, dude. One thing you guys need to know about people who run around in these Hollywood circles, with famous people, rich and famous people, right? Especially the people that deliberately put themselves around those people, intentionally put themselves around those people, like you heard. Cassie wanted to break into the industry, and she was, Diddy was her way into the industry. Wanted, that key word, want, right? That's why she didn't leave for 10 years, right? Which she was on salary the whole time. Dude, she was making like 200 grand. 200 to 250,000 is what she was making annually every year that she was with Diddy. So I guess it was her job to get her ass whooped because she didn't leave, right? You should never put your hands on a woman, but ladies, come on now. You can only cry victim so much until I start to look at you like you're a willing participant. I mean, is that like a turn on for you? I mean, you like getting Mike Tyson'd up or whatever? Like, come on now. It's fucking dumb, dude. It's fucking dumb. So I was saying something right now and I just forgot my train of thought. Right? Whatever. So I'm literally just picking up breakfast and I gotta go home, flip laundry. Then I gotta go get my haircut. I should have did it yesterday, but I was just at the house chilling, dude. For the past few months, I haven't taken a full 2 days off. I just been doing these 34-hour resets, right? Which is probably why I haven't been uploading on YouTube, just because I'm just kind of burnt out right now. So, yeah. Mm. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, if we're going to lock Diddy up, let's really lock him up for something real. I guess there's nothing to lock him up for. I guess that's what we learned, right? So, you guys got to be careful with who it is you follow on YouTube, because there's a lot of bullshit artists. The thing about YouTube is that, the beautiful thing about YouTube is anyone could pick up a camera and become a YouTuber, right? Anyone can, but most people don't. I mean, how many YouTubers do you know in real life? I don't know any. I don't know any YouTubers in real life. I don't. I met one YouTuber when I was at CR England. He was like a family vlogger. that got hired at my job when I was at England. I think that's the only YouTuber that I've ever met. Yeah, I don't know any YouTubers in real life. I don't. I'm the only one. So, with that being said, you got to be careful with who it is you watch on YouTube because there's a lot of people with mental health issues, a lot of people that are biased, a lot of people, with just like the jurors, we all have our life experiences that makes us who we are and makes us believe the way that we believe. Okay. Now, this girl Tisa Tells, she's been all over. It makes sense that she's the one who gets to go on MSNBC and all that, right? Because she sings the right song. She toes the right politically correct line that Diddy's a horrible person, right? He's horrible, right? Lock him up. He's horrible. He's a sex trafficker. He's a racketeer. He's a monster, right? Right? Diddy. He's the monster under your bed. Throw him away, right? Um, so she toes the right line. If I were singing that same song, maybe I'd get to go on MSNBC, but I don't sing that song, so I'm not going on MSNBC, right? And I'm just not that popular, right? And I'm not some hot shrimp like Tisa Tells, smoking hot, smoking hot. Anything after sex, I wouldn't want to be with someone like that because that chick's fucking crazy. That chick is emotionally unstable. She's just fucking crazy, right? And that chick is like, nah, childish, dude. Someone asked her, like, hey, like, confronted her. Because, people can't take criticism. Like, Tisa, she can't take criticism. She could dish it out all day, being anti-Diddy. But the moment some dude outside of the courthouse today, just like an hour or two ago, asked her what she thought of the verdict of the jury's decision of pretty much not guilty, right, on Rico, she gets all mad. Oh, that's why your YouTube channel sucks. Your YouTube channel sucks. Your YouTube channel's failing. Diddy's not going to let you suck his dick. Childish. An adult, dude. An adult. What a joke. What a joke. Right? What's another example of this? The Ukraine war. So there was this like red pill YouTuber, right? He called himself Coach Red Pill on YouTube. He made some good videos. A lot of them were out there and just fucking crazy. But some of the videos he made were good. So a lot of the videos that he made that didn't really have anything to do with dating and relationships and just life advice, some of his life advice was decent, was good. Were good videos, good editing, right? But then near the end of his YouTube career, you can see this Coach Red Pill guy just started unraveling with mental health. Let himself go, right? Stopped taking care of his hair. I mean, this dude literally started looking like the Unabomber. And he lived in Ukraine. And he lived in Ukraine when the Ukraine war popped off. And he started reporting on the Ukraine war and started being anti-Ukraine, started criticizing the Ukrainian government. I think a lot of the things that he was saying about the Ukrainian war against Russia were true. I think we did provoke um, Russia we wanted to set up bombs on their border and aim them at them. Of course they're going to fucking attack. Come on now. I mean, you can only poke the bear so much until the bear bites you, right? But the problem with someone stupid like fucking Coach Red Pill or Gonzalo Lira or whatever, he's in Ukraine talking like he's still in the States. Once you leave America, you don't have freedom of speech no more. Freedom of speech is really only in America. You don't even really get that shit up north in Canada, Mexico, Europe, and damn sure not in Ukraine, which is pretty much Russia part two. You don't have freedom of speech. You can't go to these other countries and just start talking like you're on U.S. soil. We could talk about anything over here. You can't talk about anything and everything out in these other countries. So, of course, he got locked up by the Ukrainian government, by their feds or their pretty much, yeah, like their version of the feds. Like the FBI locked him up in Ukraine, right? And he died in there. Tried to He died. It's just so funny with this dude, Coach Red Pill, right? Because a lot of his videos were criticized in the United States because he's from California. He was from L.A. originally, like born and raised in L.A. Right? He's from. He was. I mean, he was a Chilean dude, right? He was from Chile, but really born and raised in L.A. most of his life, right? And then he moves to Ukraine before the war popped off, and it's like talking like an incel. Like anytime you hear someone talking about America, like our country, and they say the West, like you hear these fucking incel losers talking about these Western women, right? You're talking to an incel. You're talking to a dude that gets little to no pussy, and he sounds like he's about to like shoot up a mall or be a school shooter. Who the fuck kind of weirdo talks like that? These Western women, right? But that's how Coach Red Pill talked, right? He was off his fucking rocker, especially near the end. And he starts making these like political videos, even before the war popped off, talking about the West, America's failing. Everyone needs to move out of America, move out of America now. This is why I left America. I would never live in America, just criticizing our country. And there's a lot to criticize, right? But the moment this dude gets locked up, because he got locked up once, and then they let him go out on bail or bond or whatever, and he was trying to escape the country and trying to ask for asylum in the country right next to Ukraine, right? And then he's telling people, tell the U.S. Department of whatever to come get me. The U.S. Department knows about my case. Tell them to come get me. No, we're not going to tell them shit. You're going to sit there and you're going to die in Ukraine. And that's what happened to him. And he died out there like a dumb motherfucker, right? You got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. It's crazy because he was making all these videos telling people, like good videos. They were really good videos, like how to budget your life. What else? Like pretty much giving you a blueprint on how to live a successful life as a man. Only to fucking, and then like this dude ended up getting divorced from his wife and kids. And yeah, so like he was a red pill YouTuber, so he could talk about single moms, talk shit about damaged women and all that. But he himself was damaged. And anytime anyone would ask him about him and his kids, like even other red pill YouTubers would ask this dude about him and his kids. Oh no, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. It was a hands-off subject, but no, he would get on YouTube and talk all this shit about single moms, damaged women, and he himself was a damaged individual with mental health issues to the point where he died in a Ukrainian prison, begging for the US to come save him after bashing our country for so fucking long on YouTube. What a clown. What a clown. Just like Tisa tells with this Diddy case, right? Diddy's going down. He's going to go down for Rico, breaking down crying when the feds had to drop 3 of their charges before the verdict. Before they rested their case, they had to drop 3 bogus charges on top of the bogus charges, which he was found not guilty of. And she starts breaking down crying. Come on, dude, she's definitely going to cry in the car, right? So, yeah, I got a little bit more faith in the system. I'm proud that this happened. I don't want to see an innocent man go to prison. They wanted to put Diddy away for life, dude. For fucking life. You said he was going down too, though? On Instagram? Well, I did. I said that earlier in the case. I said that shit earlier in the case because it was back and forth. But near the end of it, if you watched me on Instagram, near the end of the case, then that's when I started saying, nah, he's going to walk. Like he's going to get off, right? But I wasn't like hardcore anti-Diddy or not. I wasn't so emotionally invested in this case. I just wasn't. I just love to see people that are so emotionally invested in the case get told, no, you're wrong, by the actual case, by the jurors, by the people that are actually in the courtroom, right? That are in the courtroom with them. So I think Tisa Tells, one reason why I'm not going to make fun of Tisa Tells too much is because here's the reason why Tisa Tells doesn't like Diddy. It's as clear as day. She is probably a victim of SA. I can't say it on YouTube. I think I already said it on this live stream. Fuck it, I'll just say it. Tisa Tells is most likely a victim of sexual assault. Probably when she was right here. Can't have the phone up there because it gets too hot, right? Mic's still on? Yeah, the phone was up there. It overheated. It's summertime here in the 209 Central Valley, California. So I had to put the phone next to the AC to cool it down, which I'll still cool it down right now. But yeah, shout out to the person for calling me out and saying that I said that he was going to go down. That was earlier in the case. That was when they were still going back and forth. Because every now and then the prosecution was making some sort of what seemed like to be sense. But you know, the whole time in this case, we never really heard too much from the defense, except for at the end when they pretty much said this is a bullshit case, and I guess that was enough. You don't ever leave it. Yep, don't ever leave it in direct sunlight. I know, but I mean, where else am I going to mount this thing? Where else am I going to mount it? Hold up. Hold up real quick. Come on, you fucking little bitch. Okay. That works. It's not in direct sunlight. It still kind of is. I don't know, y'all. Now you guys are going to hear the AC. Come on, come on. Come on, you fucker. Okay. I guess that works. Okay. Yeah, I guess that works. So, what do you guys think about this? I've been blabbing this whole time. What do you guys think about the case? But I thought he was on IG saying Diddy was going to jail. Yeah, I'm still trucking. Make money in trucking, staying out, only doing 34s. Yeah, I said he was going down, but that's when we were still in court. Near the end of it on Instagram, I was saying that he wasn't going to go down. So thanks for following me on Instagram in the first place. That's cool of you to follow me on Instagram like that. So I'm going to go in the house right now. I'm going to flip my laundry and I'm going to edit a YouTube video. I still got to go to the barber. Dude, I should have did so much yesterday. Next week, I really need to take a full 2 days off. Just to like break, just to have a break, dude. Right? So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Do you guys, like, you guys don't really give a fuck about this. This is why I started another YouTube channel. I appreciate my subscribers over here, but I just don't really give a fuck about trucking. One reason why I haven't been uploading videos is because, dude, I'm at work. I'm working. I'm at work and I'm working, but I don't give a fuck about trucking like that. I don't. It's a job. I understand that some people are really like you got motorcycle enthusiasts, right? You got I don't know, car enthusiasts, people that are into cars. You got people that are into working out. Then you got people that are really hardcore into trucking, like diehard truckers. I'm just not that. I just don't give a fuck that much. I don't. Oh my fucking bitch. All I did was throw a camera on me at work. Why are you shaking? Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, cool. Yeah, all I did was just throw a camera on me at work, and I guess that was a mistake because I don't give a fuck about the topic about trucking. I just really don't give a fuck, right? But I'm at work all the time, so I vlog it. That's why, I guess that's one reason why I haven't been uploading, is because I just don't give a fuck about trucking. I just really don't, dude. For me, it's just a way to make money. It's a way for, like, I'm almost done paying off debt. Looking a little chunky. No, I haven't, because so this is what I've been doing. This is what the vlog's going to be about that's coming up. I am getting chunky, dude. I'm putting on some weight over here, right? And I don't like it at all. I feel gross. I feel fucking nasty, dude. I've been paying off debt. I've been really aggressive with paying off debt. I'm like a few thousand in. I got $2,000 left. And then once I'm done with those $2,000 with paying off those 2 G's that I owe, like I paid off all my credit cards. What else? AT&T, I paid off. Dude, that was almost like $4,000 that I owed to AT&T. Because it's not just me. I pay for me and my mom's. I paid the phone bill for me and my mom, and all of our devices that I bought, more than just our phones, right? For me and her. And that happened at a time when I was making all that money at CR England. And since then, I was making payments on these fucking devices. We upgraded once, and I just paid it all off in cash because I wanted to get off AT&T. Dude, my bill at AT&T was almost like $400. Dude, it was like 300 and like 340, 350 a month for a fucking phone bill, dude. And the AT&T service is garbage. It's trash. It's bad, dude. You might as well be on Metro PCS. So that's what I did. I paid off all that money I owed to AT&T, and I'm back at Metro PCS. Now my bill is like $130 a month for 2 lines for me and my mom. Way better. Well, I think we got one more month, and then we could drop it down to like 110. That's way better than $340, right? So I'm saving money right there. I paid off the credit cards. That was thousands of dollars that I owed on the credit cards, right? And I got two more $2,000 left, not on credit cards. I owe someone 2 G's, right? Family member 2 G's. And then once that happens, then I got to figure out what I got to do, what I'm going to do. Because I'm definitely not going to keep running the way that I'm running, like staying out of hotels. It's nice. And one reason why I like staying in the hotels is because right now my living situation is not that good. I mean, I'm on a couch right now. I have no fucking privacy, dude. The living situation is just bad right now. But I'm doing it because it's cheap to live here. I'm able to pay off debt. And stay still, you fucking bitch. Okay. I'm able to pay off debt. It's better than living in a truck and having to look for parking at a truck stop, right? Like, there's nothing worse than getting off work and you can't find parking. That's another reason why I don't want to do like sleeper cab OTR work, to where you have to rely on truck stops for parking, because relying on truck stops for parking is not reliable. You get off work and you can't find nowhere to park. So I don't have to worry about parking with this job. And after that, after I pay off these 2 G's, I'll probably stay here for another month or two, stack up some bread, stack up a couple more grand, and then think about where I'm going to go. I mean, I could even transfer onto a different account pretty easy within the company that I'm at right now. Like I put in for a transfer already and they got back to me fucking quick. And it's outside of California. It's right next door in Nevada, but I don't know. Yeah, so that's what's going on. And yeah, the one reason why I haven't been going to the gym daily is because this is what I do. Okay. I go to work, I stay out 5 to 6 days, I sleep in hotels, and it's literally 10 hours in the hotel. I do about 11. I do about 11 hours on sleeper berth before I take off because 10 hours is just not fucking enough. It's not, dude. It's like I'm not a robot, right? And then I work the whole 14 hours. I work 14 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. And by the time you get off after working 14 hours, and then another reason why, dude, sometimes it's more than 14 hours, dude. Sometimes it's like 16, 17, 18 hours before you go to bed, dude. Because sometimes you get off work and these hotels, because you're checking in the morning because you work through the night, they don't have rooms available all the time, dude. That's another reason why I'm trying to get off this account because it's good when it's good. When it works, it works. But when these hotels don't have rooms, dude, you're literally been up for like 17 hours, 18 hours until you go to bed. And then when that happens, I'm missing a day of work because I'm not going to sleep and then waking up after like 5 or 6 hours of being up because the hotel didn't have rooms available. Fuck that. And then drive 14 hours after getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I can't do that kind of shit. I mean, if someone's taking pills or whatever to do that, I can't do that kind of shit, dude. So that's why I've been working out. And, dude, it's been rough, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done paying off debt, which is good, dude. My credit score is good. I got a good credit score right now. And, thank God for my job. Thank God for trucking that I'm able to do all this shit, right? Then once I pay off the debt, then I'm going to think about where I'm going to move. Am I going to move to LA? Am I going to go back to Vegas? Am I going to go move to Pismo Beach? I'm definitely not going to stay in the Central Valley. I'm done living in the 209. I fucking hate living in the 209. It's hot, it's ghetto, it's expensive. Ugh. Dude, like I love California minus the Central Valley and minus like living in Oakland. Like I grew up in Oakland. I went to high school in Oakland. It was annoying getting your car broken into and fucking going to bed and like, hearing like drive-bys and fucking just ghetto bullshit that you deal with. Like you drive down the street and there's these people driving like assholes because, half of the people in Oakland are on drugs and, they almost fucking take you out just driving down the street to go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Just shit like that. And just the crazy wild shit that you see, in places like Oakland and even out here in Modesto. Modesto's not too bad. It's fucking hot. It's boring. Like Modesto is a place where you live when you have kids and you just want to throw in the towel and just move to Modesto and just live here and then just like die. You know what I mean? Like you're done going out. You're done having fun being a single bachelor or just having a fun life. So you move to somewhere like Modesto, have kids, get divorced in like 5 years. Your old lady takes everything, and then you're homeless, living out of like, oh, what's up, cuzzo? I think that's my cousin right there. And then like, I tried to like it. How come I can't like it? You fucking bitch, dude. What the hell? Dude, this fucking thing. Stop dropping. Stay. You like it? Sorry, cuz I can't like your super chat. It's not letting me do it. Oh, there it is. Right. Thanks for that. Yeah, Modesto, the 209 Central Valley is somewhere you go when you just want to die. Like when you just like, you know what? I lived a good life. Now I'm gonna go move to like Modesto, Tracy, Manteca, Stockton, and I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna have kids, and then I'm gonna do some fentanyl when I get older, and then I'm just gonna die. Like that's what you do in the 209 Central Valley. And I don't want to die. I don't want to do fentanyl. I don't want to die of heat exhaustion. So I don't want to live in the 209 Central Valley. So I'm thinking about: am I going to move to LA? Am I going to move to San Diego? And am I going to move back to San Francisco? Am I going to move to Pismo Beach, or am I going to go back to Las Vegas? Like, if I'm going to live in this type of heat, then I'd rather just go back to Las Vegas, right? Because Modesto, it's like, dude, not really. Just not fucking really. You know what I mean? So that's after I pay off the 2Gs. Then I'll be completely debt free, minus the car, right? I could sell it, pay off the remaining balance, or keep it because, it is a utility. It gets me to work. So, yeah. I got to go edit this vlog. Be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. Diddy found not guilty on Rico. I told you that was going to happen. I did say otherwise in the earlier part of the trial, but near the end, I've been telling you that he was not going to go down for Rico. And the reason why that's a good thing is because you watching, you could be in the hot seat one day where you're brought up on pretty much bogus charges or exaggerated charges by people who have something against you, whether, you make it big one day and you got money and now people want to sue you, and then, whatever, and you end up in the hot seat and now you got to defend yourself and you end up going to jail for life when it was a bogus case and you shouldn't be in prison. And like I said, it's a slap in the face to real victims. Real victims of sex trafficking are people that are literally being held against their will, that are in fear of their life. So they're out there peddling their ass on the street, or they're on Jeffrey Epstein's island, or you know what I mean, and they're fucking getting orgied by like Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew and Donald Trump, and you know what I mean? And then Donald Trump becomes the president. That's real sex trafficking right there, right? Like, dude, that fucking lady got killed. The lady that came out talking about what Jeffrey Epstein did to her, she got killed like a few months ago. She's a victim of sex trafficking. Cassie Ventura, she's not a victim of sex trafficking. 50 Cent's baby mom, Jane Doe, not a victim of sex trafficking. Diddy, not a racketeer. Not a racketeer because, like I said, if you're going to go and call Diddy a racketeer, then you need to call Trump a racketeer. You need to call half of Hollywood racketeers because this is just the way that they party, right? Racketeering should be really used for like real gangsters that are actually doing real sex trafficking, like real criminal organizations, like these prison gangs and shit. That's what Rico should be for. It was just one guy. Diddy's just one guy, right? He was the only one that was being brought up on charges. Bullshit case. It's crazy that the feds did this because they got a 90% something conviction rate. -1. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. I'm going to go edit this thing right now and see ya. Peace out.